All these weapons are made to stab somebody or to have somebody stabbed. Some of the weapons that are confiscated here at Folsom Prison. For example, this weapon here was used on our main yard. You can still see the blood on it. And this was an actual called hit from one of the gang members. That means an inmate who we call a shot caller asked an inmate or told an inmate to stab somebody. We have plastic weapons that are utilized here. Plastic spoons, styrofoam cups, combs, and Ziploc bags. They're melted down, and then they're sharpened. Inmates are very ingenious. For example, here's a weapon that was found in our facility just recently. As you can see, that's a pretty effective weapon.
Gangs in prison are much more intense and ruthless than gangs on the streets. They control many aspects of prison life, including who lives and who dies.
You got Crips, you got Red Rags, you got BGL, you got Aryan Brotherhood, you got Skinheads, you got Southern Mafias, you got the Northern Enemies. It's an identity thing.
When they first started, gangs were formed to protect their own against the other races. You know, that was one of the reasons. Another main reason was when you first came into the institutions, they were there to help you out, to get you started.
The main thing once you get to prison that you realize is survival. And I'm talking about all kinds of survival. I'm not talking about survival just your life. I'm talking about your manhood and a whole lot of other things. So you click up to stay a man.
If a gang member is asked to stab somebody, he's expected to do it. If he refuses, he's often chosen as the next victim. That's what happens in the scene.
To shank somebody here, would they actually go for the heart or would they try to get underneath the shoulder blade?
To tell you the truth, they go for the one-shot kill.
I once got caught up in a situation like that where an order was given to me to stab another inmate. And so it happened when they asked me to do this, he straight out let me know, you don't have to do it. Then again, I already knew, since the time I've been around, I already knew that if I didn't do it, chances are down the line, it was going to catch up to me. He used to be my neighbor in the tier, and so we used to talk to each other and that, and I got him all buddy-buddy talking next to me. So, you know, I get him next to a bar where we're working out. And while he's doing his bar work, I just so happened to stab him towards around this area.
Open your eyes, Doctor.
The only means to respecting is aggression. I mean, if you can't kick ass, if you can't back a person up off your line, you're going to get taxed. And usually the taxation be getting ran up in. Taxation usually be becoming a victim of your environment.
For a lot of the people here, they're never getting out. This is their home for the rest of their lives. And whatever possibilities they had are over. It's gone. And if this movie can keep some young kid or some young kids from wasting the chance, the one chance that they have at life, then this movie and the risks that we've taken will have been worth it.
I never thought I was going to end up in prison. I mean, I'm out to 25 years, and all of a sudden I get 15 to life. I said, whoa, you know? It's no game. It's not a game. It's something that, even now, every day, tell you the truth, every day, I sit back in my cell, lay down in my bunk, and I think a lot.
Talking about, got charged with murder in the first degree.
because he shot another man doing a robbery. His attitude was bad, no remorse was felt, so they gave him the shaft and tried him as an adult. And now his future is gone because he chose to rob when all he had to do was go and get his punk ass a job. So take notes if you will. This ain't no ordinary rhyme. It's a message, my friends. Only losers do time.
The latest Dresden.
For me to get out of the gang is really gonna be hard. Because like I said, it's just like a family. I'm gonna have to be living it little by little, stay away from it. Those guys that been gang members too, I know pretty sure inside they want to change just like me. So it's good having it, them filming it around this neighborhood. And then especially two gangs working together that don't get along. Nobody has ever done that before, you know. Working together, it amazed me.
They treated you like you were somebody, not like you were just some scum off the streets, you know, some, you know, gang member and all that. They treated you like you were somebody. They treated me like I was important to them, you know, like I was needed, you know.
One night near the end of our shoot, Arturo Jimenez, a Hazard gang member and one of our extras, was shot and killed by a deputy of the sheriff's department.
Well, it makes me sad, bro. You know, there's a lot of sadness in my neighborhood. There's a lot of homeboys that I know that died. You know, it's really not like a big thing anymore, you know?
When I was 6 years working with gangs and I buried 26 kids, after all the funerals I've done, I'd always cornered the kid who I thought was vulnerable enough to hear something from me after he's passed by the open casket of his dead homeboy. And I'd put my arm around him and he's crying and I'd say, hey, you know, I never want to see you lying in a casket at 17. They always said one of two things, and it was eerie because it was always the same. They'd say, you got to die sometime, or they'd say, why not? If a kid cannot imagine a future for himself, then his present is not very compelling at all. And so he doesn't care whether he inflicts harm or whether he ducks to get out of harm's way.
It's a very, very ugly situation here. It's really bad.
8 months after we finished filming American Me, the streets of LA exploded after the Rodney King verdict.
I have yet to see a large depiction of National Guard.
Brandon Shopping Center is going to be a total loss.
See them racing in and out of the front of the store. There are no officers in the parking lot. The shooting is taking place.
A few months after the riots, we caught up with some of our homeboys.
A robbery occurred in the neighborhood. The suspect, you know, the way I look at it, the suspect, you know, he looked like me, you know, so that's what brought me back. I loved acting, you know, something you dream about, you know, that thing would never happen to you.
Step on over there.
I didn't believe in myself, I guess. I didn't believe it that I could do something with it. I thought I was just being fed this, like to get good work out of me at the time, you know, but deep down, I didn't think that I could take it further, you know. I felt that, you know, once this film was over, it was going to be over, you know, and you know, we just go back to, you know, what we were doing before, you know, but, man, I wish I would have grabbed it and ran with it, you know, but it's me. I can't put the blame on nobody else. I gotta set a goal and go with it, you know, and just stay out of that neighborhood. And, you know, it's harder and harder to do time now. You know, when you were younger, you know, hey, it wasn't nothing. You could deal with it. But now it's like, you know, it's getting old, man. I'm getting old. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna rot in these places, you know. It's either I make that move now or, you know, this is gonna be me, you know, career criminal.
this December, one of my youngest brothers was killed. He was 17. We all knew the consequences of walking in a gang. And it's been hard though. I have shot people before and hurted a lot of other people, but it was something that I didn't care about because it was either them or us. Now that my brother passed away, I see the way my mom cries, my dad. Now I know how other families cry. And I can't no more because now I have a conscience. I enrolled in junior college and I want to be a probation officer. I want to give people a chance. I want to give someone a chance because no one gave me a chance.
What's a real friend smart? First I didn't lie.
This is the last time you guys talked to me. The last year I started working for the casting director, Sally Pearl.
Am I alone here? It's a Westby studio exec.
I learned a lot and now I'm here doing a show at the American Renegade Theater. This is where I spend most of my time, you know.
It's an encyclopedia.
I consider them another family.
It's a billboard.
They take me, you know, they accept me for what I am, and I like that, you know.
Got a menu on your back? Whoa.
Nah, it's just my last name.
Gee, that must be a painful initiation though. What's that?
MCF.
What's that?
The gang.
What's it? Like mostly Christian fellas? Where are you gonna have that? Like,
I'm a soldier, a bodyguard, you know. Last show, I was a furniture mover. It was called Lady on Fire, and I didn't have no lines, but I just moved myself on stage, like, just moved myself, and I had fun with it, and people love me.
You look just like you, only not as stupid.
It's fun being on stage.
Funny man, I got a tip for you. You're fired. Hey, we need a new waiter.
After this show, I want to do light or stage manage. This is the way I'm educating myself little by little, you know. I said I was going to go back to school. I did, but in a way, it was like I couldn't handle it. But I try to educate myself my own way, you know. Those gang members think that we don't have a choice, you know, other than just being out there on the streets, gang banging. We all got choices. You could do whatever you want to do. Sometimes we think that we got to prove things to other people. You don't have to prove nothing to other people, just to yourself, what you could do, what you could be.
There needs to be peace in our barrios. The drive-by shootings need to stop. We don't need no more dead people on the street. We need educated people. We don't need to go to more funerals. We've been to too many of them. We don't need another drug dealer in the community. We already have too many of them.
On May 14, 1992, Ana Lizarraga was murdered by members of her former gang.
Lizarraga was packing for her mother's funeral in Utah. Two masked men rushed to the driveway and opened fire. Police say she was executed. Police aren't sure why she became a target. They're looking at her work as a gang counselor. The one-time gang member was trying to get kids out of gangs.
She would help us if, like, we were her own kids. She would bend her back for us and try to help us, try to make us stay clean.
Ana showed a lot of kids that they do have a choice, that there is a life outside the projects. Her death reminds me just how far we still have to go.
The big gang problem is not going to stop overnight. It wasn't started overnight. It's not going to stop overnight. It's going to take a lot of work. Not necessarily a lot of money, but a lot of work. Because what we got to do as a society in general is we got to stop working against them. And we got to start working with them. And we can't keep degrading them, trying to show them they ain't nothing in this world. And everybody has to be somebody in this world to live a good life, you know.
There's a war going on out there, and it's affecting our children on every street in every city. It's about kids killing kids. The gang problem is our problem. These kids are our kids. Let's ensure our children's future. Get involved with your community. You can make a difference. Stop the violence and do it now. For more information about copies of Lives in Hazard, please call this number.